Okay, I'm trying again. I've had some serious issues trying to connect to this thing. I've even tried to record and put it on, and like, you know, this video is gonna go out. Hello, high waters. This video is coming out. I'm not playing this game. So, hi everybody. Thank you for coming through. I know I'm very late. So when you do see this video, thank you for watching it, because wow, I've had everything happen that was supposed to happen in the last 30 minutes, but it's fine. We carry on. We don't play games. We are persistent. We get the message across. I had a great day yesterday. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, and I will have a blessed year. I will have a prosperous year, I will have an abundant year. I will have a great year. I can feel it. It's happening this year. The girl is 37 now, so ne? Knock, knock, knock to 40. The girl is 37. And have a good time at that. I'm enjoying this age. It's one day of it, but it's so far so good. All right here, I'm okay. So guys, I've decided that I'm going to post every Tuesday and Thursday. Now, I worked out the schedule because I was testing on Tuesday. It was my first time I was testing, and I've decided that Tuesday and Thursday work perfectly well for me. I hope it will work for you, but because this is recorded, you can always just go and go see it afterwards. It's not like I'm going to take it off right now because obviously I need you to see it. So we could always just go and see it afterwards. But I am going to be doing the lives on Tuesday and Thursday. Excuse me. And if I have like issues like I have now, like today, I will record it and put it on. But oksalayo. Tuesdays and Thursdays, there'll be something here. There'll be content. We are persistent in what we're doing. We will carry on. We will do it. We will make it happen, Baba. You know? So again, my name is Dinse Moahi. I am the owner and founder of Nalosi Pty Limited. There are 3 pillars in my business: social media, client experience, and virtual personal assistance. Hashtag the money's online. If you are interested in knowing about social media and the other 2 pillars and how it affects your business or yourself as a personal brand, then you are speaking to the right person. I'm the girl that you should be talking to. I find that there's not too much content in terms of social media managers and client experience managers of my melanin, number 1, and number 2 in South Africa, where we can talk about South African things in a South African way. You know, most of the content that I find is international, which is great, wonderful, but I want something for us that is made by us. So it relates to us, So I'm the girl. I've decided I'm going to be the pathfinder. And so here I am doing what I'm doing right now. 30 minutes of absolute nonsense that happened, but guess what? We move on, we go forward, and we get things done. So we're going to carry on the platform of social media management. And the one thing we're going to talk about today, we're going to touch on, is reputation management, which is extremely important. Reputation management, guys. I cannot stress this enough. The importance of reputation management on your social media platforms. As usual, like on Tuesdays. Sorry, guys. I got notes, guys. I'm waiting for you. I've got notes. I'm ready for you. So, what is your reputation? Why do people talk about reputation like it's a big deal? It's reputation. Come on, it's reputation, good or bad. As long as people are talking about you, it's good publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. Is good publicity, guys. Reputation management is extremely important. Let's first dissect what this whole reputation is. Reputation is, now this is the Dinse explanation, because I was looking through my textbooks, looking through on the internet, and trying to find the simplest and most easiest way to actually say this. And everybody just keeps going, like everywhere, like trying to sound very intelligent, which really irritates me, because if you're going to tell people what something is, you got to know how to explain it to its easiest and simplest form. So the Dinse way is, a reputation is basically the perception based on your output. That's it. It is your perception based on your output. And what is your output? Your output is that the service that you give, it's the product that you're giving out, it's the processes that you're giving out, it's the posts that you're giving out, the type of your advertising, your promotions. What are you saying to the world from what you are giving out? You know, it's not energy. You don't talk spirituality. Yeah, we talk about what are you giving out to the world and what do they see. So whatever they see, they will perceive. Obviously, perceive. CCP. Perceive. They will perceive, and that will be the truth for them. It will be the truth, their truth, their truth. But their truth also affects your brand at the end of the day. So whatever truth that they have in their mind is the truth that is going to live out there, and could be the word of mouth that is given out there, which then could either make or break your business. Very important. Very important. Now, why do we want to have this thing? Why do we want to have a good reputation? It is beneficial because it forms trust. That's the one biggest one, is that it forms trust in the people that are trying to get either your service or your product, or they're trying to get you as a brand into their maybe a collab or into their business. They want to make sure that they can trust you. But if they can't trust you because your reputation is bad, they don't want to be associated with something that is bad, because then it drags their name through now into the mud. You know, like, your reputation is very important. For example, let's look at last year when a certain lady, we can't say names now, a certain lady went on a Twitter rampage. Now, this lady was earmarked to be one of the first black women starting a bank, blah, 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 blah. But people started pulling out because, like, wow, what was going on with Twitter? Like, she would respond to Twitter in the worst ways, and people were even asking, like, smart ones now were asking, like, where's her PR management? Like, what's going on? Why does she not have PR management, which is extremely important when you are at that, especially at that level. You want an agency to help you out, you know. So it then tarnished or tainted or scrubbed, I guess, her reputation because of the responses that she has. It is beneficial because your trust becomes then the way people will actually perceive you. For example, if people start using words as, no, I would buy from Nalosi Gallery because their prints are beautiful. They always come out the way that they show on the internet. Then somebody else will say, okay, you know what? This and this person recommended this. And recommendation is word of mouth advertising, which means now you're getting your sales. Some people like, I would buy from Nalosi because Miriam is very passionate about her work, and she has portrayed that in this and that and this way. And someone else might hear, like, you know what, I've seen this, and this is what it is. And then they will start buying into your business, or even buying into your brand, not necessarily via sales, but via brand awareness and making sure other people know about you, and those then could then potentially convert into sales. So it's extremely important that you know your reputation will drive your future. So many people, now this is now where we come to being serious now. So many people out there believe that them as the CEO of something, and they post these sexist or racist comments and what have you not, does not affect their business. That is very, very backward thinking. That is extremely backward thinking, because it will affect your business. You are seen as the spear holder. You are the king of the business. You cannot now go and post nonsense and then expect people to go buy your product. You know, unless your product is air or water, and you're the only water on earth that we need, people will go for the other options. You're not air. So your product will not be bought because of the reputation that you have. I'm not saying that you will be at zero, because, you know, some companies take a knock and then they lift up again. But that knock affects other things. So in my past life, when it comes to reputation management, as a manager in corporate, I've had to fire people because of things that they posted in their personal capacity on social media. Yes, they were on their personal capacity. They were on social media, nothing to do with their job that they actually do. But I had to fire them because they had associated themselves with the brand that I worked for. And they had put that brand at risk because those things were now being seen by people, and people say, are these the type of employees that you have? Are these the type of people that work for you? So are these the type of people that are looking after our interests? We can't have these people associated. These are not part of your values. Values, remember, they were supposed in the marketing plan, the values, part of the business plan. Yeah. So it doesn't talk to them. So people tend to want to disassociate from things that have bad reputation. There are so many examples of this. Yet every day we see people just willy-nilly doing things that really just, also they're very inappropriate, and it makes you wonder what kind of value system these people come from. Like, you can't do that. You can't make fun of certain things. It's not right, But at the same time, you're asking yourself, but this person is supposed to be an upstanding person with integrity, and how do they do their business if this is what they find funny, Things like victim blaming and, there's so many, but there's so many. I could go and preach, but I don't want to preach because that's not what we're here for. So how do you look after your reputation online? What's important is you need to have a reputation management strategy. When I wanted to have kids, which is a very long time ago, still have them. Hopefully I'll have them until I die when I'm like 85. When I wanted kids, before having children, before having my very first child, I sat down with my then partner, who was then my then husband. We sat down and we're like, okay, we want kids, and we spoke about everything that we wanted from the children. And we always said we're never going to force the kids to do anything, but we had one thing. You had to choose one thing that you had to force the kids to do. And my one thing was to force the kids to play chess. Very important for me, because chess has opened up my mind to solving problems. It has opened up my mind to working with strategy. It has opened up my mind to being able to adjust from the strategy. Like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what my strategy was, but this is what I'm getting. And I need to adjust, and fast. You know what I mean? So it has taught me that I wanted my children to have that specific thing. And then as life continued, I noticed, because I started studying only when I was working, I started noticing that everything needs a strategy. You don't just wake up one morning and like, I'm going to win the lotto today. But you don't go and buy the ticket. You just wait for the lotto to come to you. No. I mean, even the simplest, everything needs a strategy. Even the simplest thing, like wanting to win the lotto, you need a strategy. You need to like, okay, I'm going to get numbers, or I'm going to get a quick pick. Where am I going to get the money for this to actually go and get the ticket? You know what I mean? You need a strategy for everything. It might not sound like it's strategic, but because when you think strategy, you're thinking big words, big things. No, it's just a plan. You have to have a plan. That's all, So you have to have a strategy. Last week, or not last week, Tuesday, we spoke about the social media strategy. In this case, you have to have a reputation management strategy, where you're going to say what I call now, didn't say the if method. If this happens, what am I going to do? If this happens, what am I going to do? Example, if you had a romantic partner and you had a really bad breakup, and he had nudes that you guys exchanged while you were in a loving relationship. Now he went and leaked those, other than obviously it being now a case that you can actually report. But what are you actually going to do when it comes to when you're online? How are you going to manage that? How are you going to manage the reputational risks that have just now occurred? You don't manage them when they happen. You manage them before. You make sure that you have a plan to mitigate the damage that might happen. There are companies that actually work with this, called ORMs, online reputation managers. There are companies that do this. However, you have to make sure that the company that you get has ethics, because some of them will take the most unethical ways to get that either news report or article or whatever space, or bad reviews of your name, and use unscrupulous ways to get it done. You must make sure they have the right ethics. If it's on a personal capacity, there's ways to get it done, but you must have a plan. So if you use the if method, you go ahead and you work out how are you going to protect your reputation, your business, or your own brand, your image from this. You make sure that you have that plan in place, because a lot of us like to go into social media with just their post. We don't have this whole strategy on how to look after your reputation. But if you have it, you know how to help your social media manager in terms of how to respond to certain bad feedback. Let me give you an example. So we have bad feedback. For example, I was working with a client last week, had bad feedback on their a review. So instead of ignoring it and making as though it doesn't exist, what I suggested is having a strategy, a process for what do you do when you have a negative review. Go and call the client, ask the client what is it that was unsatisfactory. Make sure that you understand that this client is a human being on the other side who wanted help but you did not meet the expectation. Yes, some of it might be absolute nonsense, but most of it could be something that you could actually help, that could help you increase your sales or increase your product to get to be better. Look at yourself when you started working, and then look at yourself when you work now, like in the same job. You are not the same person when you started working. Your manager or your supervisors or your colleagues had to harness some of the talent out of you. You had to gain the experience to have the experience that you have right now. You have to gain that experience and be better. You're not the person that you are on the first day. So that client feedback is there for you to use and improve. That's what it's there for. But we tend to look at the negative as just that, negative, and that there's no positivity in it. Sometimes in the negative, you find the best gems that will help you progress to the next stage. But we don't want to hear that. What we want to hear is that we are wonderful all the time, which is not true. It's not true. We all have imperfections. Our businesses have imperfections. Our personal brands have imperfections. It's simply just not true, So there are so many examples where your reputation gets a knock, and it could really, really just either affect your sales, affect your brand, affect so many parts of it. Give you a big example. There's this one example that I really, really want to talk about. Netflix has really wonderful documentaries, guys. If you go to Netflix, don't just go to the things that people recommend to watch. There's a movie that you need to watch. No, serious. Go to the docies for Netflix and you will find some seriously beautiful stuff, especially when it comes to things that are related to social media and the internet. There's so much there at Netflix, guys. Netflix. So there was this festival called the Fyre Festival, F-Y-R-E, Fyre. Ja Rule was associated with it at some point. You see now, association, reputation now got a knock. Ja Rule was associated with it, and the Fyre Festival advertised itself, marketed itself as one of those high-end festivals where the ticket was $12,000. $12,000. Guys, $12,000. I mean, if someone gives me $12,000 now, $12,000 per ticket, and they were advertising it as one of those that was a luxury getaway for a party, and you're going to go to this island, you're going to get a luxury tent, beautiful meals, and wonderful entertainment by wonderful artists, recording artists. And it was going to be amazing. One of the Kardashian girls was one of the ambassadors. Justin Bieber's wife was one of the ambassadors, Hailey. And it was such a big deal. People were paid so much only to get there, and it was a mess. The tents were not 5-star. The food was nonsense. And all it took was one picture from a guy that has less than 200 friends on Facebook, and it went viral. And it was a mess of note. So much so that at the end of the day, the Kardashian lady had to pay $250,000 for her association with this company that had a bad reputation because their service was absolute nonsense. Remember, one of the outputs is service. What they promised is not what they gave people. Not like zero, guys. Zero. Zero. It was bad. You should watch the documentary on Netflix. And I'm not promoting. It's not a promotion. I'm not getting paid for this. It's not a promotion. Excuse me. It's just the truth. You watch these things and you see just how social media affects us and how bad reputation could really kill everything. Nobody's ever going to do business with a promoter. It's going to take something else for him to actually even get a single contract to do a simple event somewhere. So reputation is extremely important, guys. It's extremely important. I mean, look at Clicks last year, guys. We can say the name because it was there in the news. I mean, Clicks took a knock when it comes to their reputation because of the ad that they had where they said hair that looks like this is not, it was dry and frizzy and brittle. And then they put hair of different melanin as good hair. You know, Becky with the good hair type of situation. That was just, it was a mess. It might have been an oversight, but I mean, who approved that ad? Let's start there. Who approved that ad? Who approved it? Stop it. You know, especially in a country where diversity is number one. You cannot do such things. You just can't. It's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So what do you do when you have you've noticed bad review, bad feedback? You know, people are just being rubbed off the wrong way. Fix it. Fix it. And start with you. Fix you. Fix you. Accept that it's wrong. Fix you. Say, Bon, I'm wrong. I'm bad. Let me stop it. Let me fix it. Fix it properly. Apologize. Get yourself back into people's good graces. Get yourself back into people's good graces. There's nothing wrong with saying you're wrong, guys. You know, like accepting that you are wrong is number one to doing the right thing. I'm wrong. I'm going to do the right thing going forward. Simple. Then from there on, we can say, okay, let me get to improving. So first, apologize, fix it, and then improve. You know, and the best way for apology is changed behavior. So you must be consistent with it. Don't now after 2 weeks do the same thing. Then you're like, guy, you were not serious about this. You really were not serious. You're not serious, you know. Anyhow, reputation management, guys. This is the basics of it. Look after your reputation online. Make sure that you look after your reputation online. Your business depends on it. Your personal brand depends on it. You know, don't think that I just work for a specific company. It doesn't matter because I'm just an employee somewhere. That could also land you in hot water. Not looking after your employer's reputation can land you in hot water. And this is from somebody who's actually fired people from a corporate because of the things that they said while associated with that corporate. And you think, they took us to CCMA. Yes, they did. And CCMA upheld our decision. Like we had to fire you. You know, you were tainting us. You know, so it's extremely important that you look after your employer's reputation, your reputation, and your small business reputation. If it's not small, your business reputation, you know, make sure that you look after it. It's okay to have an opinion, but please make sure it is not belittling anybody else, guys. Do not belittle people. Do not make fun of things that are serious. Do not make light of things that are very serious. You know, there are things you can laugh about, but you need to have sense, common. Although we do find that it's not really common, this common sense thing. It's not necessarily common. That's what I found. Anyway, guys, let me not hold you any longer. Yeah, I'm glad you could join me. If you're watching this later on, yeah, again, if it's not a good day that you had, just breathe in, breathe out. It's a bad day, not a bad life. Nah? And always remember that everybody you meet knows something that you don't. So I'm going to upload these videos on YouTube soon. I'll give you the link. I'll upload on YouTube soon. And then also, then you can refer your friends, because I'm not going to friend a lot of people on my page. They can follow. Again, they can follow that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm loading right now the marketing plan training. So I developed this long, nice training where you can literally hear my voice. I know it's not a great voice, but you can hear my voice and I take you literally step by step on your marketing plan. And we sit and you've got me there. I'm loading that on Teachable, and it will be available very, very, very soon. Very soon. And I've kept the price relatively low so that it can be accessible to anybody, you know. So yes, guys, thank you so much. I hope that gives you a basics of reputational management. And I am going to see you on Tuesday, 7 p.m. I know I could not log in 7 p.m. today. Network. But Tuesday, I'm here. Thursday, I'm here from now on, 7 o'clock. If it's not 7 o'clock, I'm still here. I am not backing down. So have a fantastic evening. And again, everybody you meet knows something that you don't. So broaden your circle. Learn more. You'll be amazed what people know. Ciao, ciao. See we. Bye. Love you.